you see, happenings and instances of all these incidents happening, right? They are the pointers to validate that statement. You may pretend to yourself that you have one Nigeria. Some of you are even telling yourself that we need to try and come together and be together. What we need is to respect one another. Respecting one another is far greater than loving one another. You know what I mean? Like, respecting one another for who we are, our boundary and the rest of that, and should be universal. And that is lacking. We don't have any respect for one another. Politicians in Nigeria are so lucky that the millions that they are impoverished are so busy tearing themselves apart, especially online, tearing themselves apart to outdo one another on tribalism. So I don't have any advice for you. I just want to point one or two things out that maybe you should ponder on. Maybe. Tribalism in Nigeria is a weaponized political tool which has kept the people so divided enough that there are other ingredients too, like religion, like class, and what have you. But if any of you has become recruited into this, your bigotry campaigns and all of that, think you are doing yourself any good. Here is a reminder. Those who are benefiting from the bigotry, right, continue to probably like live a different reality from yours. When you look at those they are given their jobs to, their appointment to, their contract to, their close cycle. When it comes to you, then they want to possibly give you bread, rice, and what have you, just to kind of validate your supposed constitutionalized slavery. So you benefit nothing. At the end of the day, these criminals are never going to be under any real pressure to do any right thing by all the people, right? So you are a loser. Whether you are whether you are a Yoruba or you are Igbo or you are Hausa or you are Fulani or you know, wherever you come from, the moment you become that so invested in bigotry and tribalism, you are playing the exact script of the criminal politicians. You're actually where they want you to be, because by so doing, you get so distracted enough from what they are doing to you, which every one of you will still suffer anyway. Now, here is another one. Instead of promoting the bigotry of the Igbos should go back or should leave Lagos, for example, which is the most popular one by the Ronukus. How about you actually use that same energy to demand for the breakup of Nigeria? Because here is the thing. As long as this your contraption continues to be Nigeria, you can't eat your cake and still have it all. So Tinubu and his gang would have to come and be the leaders of the Western region and possibly Yoruba land. So I know a lot of you who have so much kind of like invested in this, and rightly so. A lot of you believes that what you are doing online is to defend the integrity of Yoruba land or defend the integrity of the Igbo land and the rest of that, which, like I said, it is the exact place they want you to be. So instead of being on one another's jugular every now and then, no real substance after that, nothing comes out of it at the end of the day. Just group of people walking about in their head, thinking about those they hate so much, because it is right to hate them. I hate the Yorubas, or I hate the Igbos. And you are walking about with that in the same country. You are supposed to be in the same country, right? So how about you stop deluding yourself about this Nigeria kind of. Because the only place you can have such is when you have your own country. Do you get me? You can't have Nigeria and say the Igbos should leave, this one should go. You are only repeating what has been programmed in your head. You are not defending Yoruba and you're not defending Igbo at all. Because those who are responsible for what is going on in Yoruba land, for example, or any land at all, those who are responsible for them, or those who are responsible for why they all kind of like first or lasted this long, they are from every type, every tribe. If you probably would look into it. So what I'm saying to you is that I am not pleading with you to stop your bigotry. No, don't. Keep it up. And those of you that are being funded and sponsored to keep us, amplifying it or weaponizing it, you shouldn't stop as well. But something you should remember is that this contraption that is forcefully put together, if you are tired of one another, the right thing to do now is to begin to mount pressure rather than defend, so rather than promote to say, okay, this person must be president, or that one must be president, this one must be that and that, whether you like it or not. How about we begin to kind of like channel enough energy into telling all of them that we don't care what you want to go and be in Abuja. What we want is we need our own country. Like I said, you don't probably have to take what I have to say. Fashola just warned them in Lagos, the trend where they are changing the names of the streets. Any name, so any street bearing Igbo name in Lagos, local government after local government, SCDA after SCDA, they are making announcements saying they don't want them in Lagos anymore. An average Ronuku will be jumping up, happy. I say, yes, we told them, go back. Like I said, I'm not saying you shouldn't say anybody should go back, but you can't have Nigeria or be part of Nigeria as it is currently constituted. And within that same space, you think you are normal to boldly and educated to boldly in public say they should leave our place. Why not just kind of like begin to ask Tinubu to return back to Yoruba land and we should promote our own Yoruba? We know that majority of you have nothing for Nigeria. You are just an emergency lover of Nigeria because it is your turn. The moment it is no longer your turn, as you have, foolishly ingrained in your brains, right? Then you're going to tell us how Nigeria is a shitty place as well. I have seen it before. So, if you still get any energy in you, use it. So the following streets in Etiosa local government, they have put it in their papers. Tony Amadasun Road changed to Femi Pedro Road. Udo Wogu Drive in Etiosa is now Chief Adebola Dosumu. Augusta Oji Street is now Alaji Adio Mayegun. Chike Mbas Close is now Honorable Sikiru Ashorota Street, Abiklosi. Ugochukwu Oji Street is now Barrister Wale Sonny Street. Fubara Dublin Green Street, that one is Niger Delta. You see, they said in all of this, they said now only one or two Igbos, like two Igbo names are in this, but you know something about the Lagos Abobakus, the Ronukus, they don't give a damn. Everybody from after Ore, including all of you with the Bini, every state after Ore to the Ronukus, all of una be Igbo. Whether you are from Niger Delta, To the Ronukus, all of you are Igbos. We don't want you in Lagos anymore. This is trending, oh. This is currently trending, and there are so many of them who are so proud of that. I am only reminding you, because majority of you have never really left your conclave. I've been at your enclave. Yeah, many of us, our first outside exposure was when we traveled out of Nigeria. I'm using that now simply because you can understand that when you listen to some of these Ronukus, and also when you listen to some of these Efu Igbos, you will realize that, I just found that out too, right? You realize that all this law that, the Igbos call Yorubas, Ofe Manu, or the Igbos call the Yorubas, Ngbati, or the Yorubas call the Igbos, Ajokuta Mamomi, or the Yorubas call the Igbos, Omo Igbo. All those things, they are from Lagos and Southwest, though. The Igbos that left the East and came down. All those Igbos that will abuse the Yorubas, call the Yoruba girls dirty, call Yorubas betrayers, call Yoruba this and that. And those of you who are Yorubas, that will call the Igbos this and that. All of them have this experience of Lagos. The Igbos that left the East. Guess what? Millions of them who have never left the East, they have no idea about the Yorubas. So, in fact, they said that the Igbos in the East, they actually have more kind of experience with the Hausas. And also, one thing they would never also kind of forget is the program of the Igbos in the North. So you see those two things, like the Hausa traders who go to the East, as well as the Igbos who do business in the North. So these two experiences, right? They are completely different from your own as a Yoruba person, or the Igbos that lived in Lagos. All these things that everybody is pushing. They say by the time you get to the eastern part of Nigeria, you realize that they are actually more interested in their criminal leaders than they are interested in the federal government of Nigeria. And that is true. They are the only region who don't probably expect anything from the federal government of Nigeria. They want to do everything themselves because, well, obviously you know why. But an average Yoruba person who has never crossed any border is on social media telling everybody what Awolowo did, what Ojukwu did, what the Igbos were, and what their parents told them about the Igbos. You are supposed to be in the same country, but it is obviously like not one country. So if you want to be honest with yourselves, like be truthful to yourselves, the ideal thing is to what? Tell your leaders you are tired of this one contraption. And the millions of Igbos in the East who never really wanted to come down to any South. You know, the advantage of that is that, in fact, you see that even if you don't want to break up right away, right? If you start the regional system, for instance, with autonomy, the economic prosperity of the eastern part of Nigeria, as far as the Niger Delta part of Nigeria, right, is so massive that you see the way we are migrating to Lagos, a lot of you from across Nigeria will be migrating to that part of Nigeria. And I'm not saying that it's probably going to be an Eldorado. No. Southwest is not an Eldorado. We all know that. But critical infrastructures in place will automatically enhance and boost economic activities, including job opportunities. It is the region with the biggest kind of like a water channel that could be used for, even if they are actually having their own ports there. There you can buy things from Germany and then import it straight to, their ports right there. And train built connected, just like you have a train built from Apapa. And that train leads straight to Lagos Ibadan Expressway, straight to the north. Critical infrastructure. But people will tell you, why can't they do it? No, they can't. You're crazy, man. The land, the water is owned by their gazetting or by their own law, is owned by the federal government of Nigeria. The asset that they would rather just share among themselves rather than, instead of building, for the people. So we know all of this. So when you break up the contraption, right, it will bring prosperity from the north to the middle belt, to the southwest, and to the southeast and beyond. But that will automatically also untangle the hands of these rogues who have shared Nigeria. Even you that is doing bigotry, tribalism, foolish you. The criminals have shared Nigeria, and that is why they don't want Nigeria to break. Obasanjo's land in Niger Delta, in eastern Nigeria, Obasanjo's land across Nigeria alone, land that he didn't buy, just because he was president and he could just allocate it to himself, allocate it to his friends, oil rigs that he could just allocate to them as he wanted. They all did. Even the Bokwari has land in Port Harcourt. Port Harcourt is River State. He didn't buy it. It was gifted to him, or he gave it to himself. So when Nigeria breaks, all these people will have to stay. Obasanjo will have to stay in Yoruba land. Wherever land he has in Ota will remain his land. And if he has any other land anywhere, fine. Tinubu and his gang would have to probably remain in Yoruba land as well. Wherever they have managed to, whatever it is that within that space, they can hold on to it. So it's going to be a total overhaul, right? If this current contraption is altered. So continue your bigotry, your tribalism, continue doing social media, conservatism, and liberalism, and your people are wallowing in abject poverty, in squalor back in Nigeria. But as long as you can show your bigotry enough that the Igbos are the problem, they are your this or that, if it makes you sleep well at night, good luck. So I'll take a short break now, okay? And see if I can take maybe 2 calls. And see if I can go out for a stretch. I'll be back in a minute. Don't go anywhere.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin òwò ayé ẹ̀sùnra kìí òkúra olóṣèlú ayé ẹ̀sùnra ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kìí ayé ẹ̀sùnra kìí. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kìí.
Now, let's have our first call for this noon. Hello there.
Hello.
Hello, ma. How are you?
My
Ma.
Ẹ káàárọ̀ láti fi ó mà tọ́jọ́ mẹ́ta.
Ọjọ́ kan pẹ̀lú. Báwo ni ma?
Ẹ pẹ̀lẹ́ ẹ̀kúṣẹ́ Olúwa.
Olúwa kú iṣẹ́ o.
Well, I have some questions for the young generation of Nigeria.
Go ahead, ma.
My question to them is that the life they are living right now, the very life they are living right now, is that the life that their counterparts in the Western world is living?
Obviously not.
Is it?
It's not all.
So if it is not, why are they being so stupid and foolish? And I want to start with the students.
The student and the student loan.
The student and the student loan. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ mo fẹ́ béèrè o. Chief Tinubu, my senior boyfriend's son, how many student loan did he use to go to school? And where is he working right now? And secondly, how many of the Nigerian